What is going on, everybody? Welcome back to the Awesome Show. Today we're looking at the NECA Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, the Last Ronin figure of the turtle here from the Last Ronin series, which of course when leading into the figure I'll kind of do some spoilers, but I'll leave it out for now. But looks pretty cool there. So it's just one of the Ninja Turtles all in sort of like a stealth, all blacked out armor with all different weapons and accessories included with him. If we spin the box around, of course I have artwork from the comic series and the figure there on the back with a part of the storyline. You can read that if you want to know more details about the Last Ronin. But we can open up the cover here and see our turtle there to the side and the actual figure here of it. So it looks pretty cool. So like I said, turtle, and like I'd say like a stealth gear, so the all darker colors and stuff, and then comes with a lot of weapons and accessories and stuff. So looks pretty cool there. So I'm excited to check this figure out. So let me get it open out of the box and we'll take a look at it together. So here we've got our Last Ronin figure, and as I mentioned in the opening, I will be spoiling some of the story, so if you don't want to know, please click off the video now. But this is Michelangelo from a dark future where his three brothers have been killed by Oroku Harito, which is the grandson of Shredder, and Mikey survived his attack, so he decides he must stop Harito's fascist control over New York City that is suffering from years of pollution, and he seeks out Harito to get revenge for his brothers. So we have Michelangelo here all alone in New York City, and he does meet up with, I think, the daughter of Casey Jones in April, and overall the story sounds pretty cool. It's a comic I would like to read, and of course he has the name of the Last Ronin because Ronins are known as samurais who have lost their master, and of course he lost Master Splinter as well as his brother, so he's the Last Ronin now. And I like his outfit design. As I mentioned, it's in like this stealth gear, as I would call it, so he's got this all darker color outfit on, so he's got the coat on. Of course it has like a lot of like samurai ninja inspired gear and stuff, but the like coat on that's like this darker blue gray color with the big shoulder pads there, of course the hood up over his head covering it. And this is from the comics, so it's going to have more of that comic design, so it doesn't look like a classic turtle. So he has like a black or really dark gray headband around his face with a little bit more of a fatter face there. Of course, the sleeves have the textured stuff going down them with the elbow pads like the turtles normally have. Some forearm gauntlets and stuff there, so protections for their arms going all the way down to the fist. Have a little bit of guards on there. It looks like he may be wearing some gloves as well. Ninja jacket goes down, has a belt around with all sorts of pockets and holders. Has this string material on the back here that has this ring design that has some holders so he can hold all the different weapons and stuff he comes with. Then the pants going down, so bag your pants, you can see with all that there, the knee pads, and then shin guards going all the way down to his feet where he's got some like sandal designs with of course the two turtle toes on him. So overall he looks pretty cool, and it's a different unique design. Overall I don't like this design too much. Like I think he looks too drab and like dirty and boring. There's not enough color pop on it for me, but overall I think with the storyline and stuff it fits obviously for what it should. Now we can do his movements, but probably for the head we need to take his hood off. So the hood is just a piece that connects on, and it has the little peg there that goes into the back of the head. So there we've got the head. So the older head of the turtle, the balder head, I like how he's got all the wrinkles and maybe damage and stuff to his forehead, but still has all the turtle spots there in the back. But with that we can get the head that spins all the way around, and then it can look down a little and up a little. So like most things, very little head movement back and forth. Then we get the shoulders that aren't going to come up too much. It's hard to, especially on NECAs, to get them up, but they only come up to maybe 45 degrees there in the first place, and then it can rotate back and forth a little bit, but with the shoulder pads you're not going to get too much. Then we have the double elbow joints there, which both bend up pretty good, so about there, not much more than that. So of course we have the elbow pads and stuff there that get in the way, but they both have rotation, so we have rotation at the top of the joint as well as the lower of the joint. Then we get the wrist that can twist all the way around, and again with the gauntlet piece it's going to be hard to get the movements, but they can flex back and forth a little. We have some movements at the waist, so he can crunch back and forth a little bit and twist all the way around. The hips can come up pretty close to 90, up to 90 there, and then out to the side a little. Can't get out to the splits, but it's not horrible. He does a little bit of thigh twist up in there. The double knee joint that can bend up that far to the back, so pretty good, pretty decent for the turtle. So his knee pad gets out of the way there a little, so allows it to come up a little bit higher. Then there is a twist at the foot, so right at the top of the foot joint there it can twist around, and the foot flexes back and forth and can twist side to side. So overall joint wise he's pretty good, and I would say better than most of the turtle figures we have. You know, for the actual turtles he's got more joints and movements in the joints than most of them have, and overall works pretty well. I will have to say be careful, this is like an actual like string, so you have to be careful, especially like when doing the ab crunch and stuff on the lower section here. Not sure how strong and tough it is back in there. The one going up here does seem pretty good, and it seems like it's molded and stuff down in, but just be careful with the thing on his back with the actual rope. So overall not a horrible figure. Like I said, I wish the design and colors were a little bit better, but overall figure wise I think he's pretty good. So as I showed, we took the hood off, and you have, like I said, have the hood piece that has the hole in the back where the tails of the bandana usually stick in, and we get that accessory piece as well, but you can put the hood back on and get that attached back in there. But we'll leave it off for now and go ahead and start start with that piece. So we have the bandana tail here that we can take and pop into the back of the head. So it just sticks in there, and there you have the tails now off to the side. And with this, we do also get an additional head. So we have a head here with his mouth is open, so you can see all those teeth in there. The turtle has a lot of teeth, but there he's got his mouth open like yelling or whatever. With this one, he's just got the gritted teeth. And to go along with the head, we also do have some goggles. So we have a pair of goggles here we can slide on his head. I assume it's got this nice rubbery band, so it may help if you don't have the bandana tails on to get it under there, but you can get then just sort of slide on his head. But yeah, because it's not going down back far enough, it just kind of pops right off. It does look pretty good though if you get it like slid on there. I think it looks pretty decent. Obviously it doesn't sit on perfectly, but I think it looks pretty decent. Then he comes with some hand accessories. So first we got some like open hands or like reaching out hands, of course the 3 fingers of the turtles, as well as a set of grip hands. So we have grips, which we'll probably need to switch out for the weapons. So there's the grip hands, so we can give him some weapons now. So since this is Michelangelo, he does come with his nunchucks. So we get his signature nunchucks, which have a nice awesome design with the silver chain and stuff. Now before we give any of the weapons, we'll just go and store him on him. So with his belt here, he has a lot of holders. So he has the holders in the front, which obviously looks like they won't fit in there, and then he has some additional pockets and stuff. So he has this one over here, which again doesn't look like it fit too well, so maybe they'll fit in this one since it's a bigger gap. So let's just stick them in here for now. So there, I got the nunchucks stuck in that slot there. Again, don't really know if that's where they belong or anything, but that's where I'm just going to stick them for now because they fit in there pretty nice and snug, so I'll just stick them there. And then because he's the only surviving turtle, he does have the weapons from his brothers. So first we've got Raphael's sai. So nice awesome sai design, again would be based more from the comics and stuff, has a nice sharp point and everything on there, so gotta be careful with that. But a nice sai that maybe with this one will stick into the front little slot here, and I guess it'll just stick like that, or you can put it around to this back section here. Then we've got Leonardo's katana. So we have a nice sheath design with the katana in it, so it looks pretty cool. So it looks just like, this is always how I picture like Leonardo's katana, just obviously sometimes with a blue handle or whatever design, but looks pretty nice with the gold there for the hand guard, and then the nice silver blade there, nice and sharp and stuff that can go into the sheath. Now with this, it does go onto his back, so he has the different, you know, slots here. So you just stick this through the bigger slot here, so I have to work it in. So you just slide it up there like that, so now you can easily get the sword in and out there off his back. And finally we have Donatello's bow staff. So a nice awesome bow staff with nice thick wrappings here in the center with the wooden stick, and again we have the slot here just on top of the sword that we can probably slide this into. Okay, so I got the bow staff in there, but I had an issue that I was sort of worried about, is that the rope design is only open so far, so you can't get past all the hand wrappings. So I had to slide it in from the bottom up just to store that, so it's not this huge piece sticking out from the top, so it sits there more on the back of him like that. So it is quite annoying, and you know, it does hold it and everything, but I feel if it was real you wouldn't store it like that. So I don't really know if it's where it's supposed to go, if maybe you're supposed to stick it in this slot here, but then you'd have this whole long stick you'd have to worry about all the time. So I don't really know exactly how it's supposed to work and how he's supposed to store everything, but at least there he's got all the weapons now. So he's got his weapon of the nunchucks as well as all his brothers' weapons. So I did look up a picture of the turtle from Last Ronin, and I do pretty much have it exactly how they have. So like on one cover he does have the sword and bow staff here. Of course the bow staff is more down in the grip section, but obviously I can only get it up there. And then in a lot of pictures as well, they're like on opposite sides, so the sword tends to be like going in this direction and the bow staff that direction, so they sort of cross, but that's just the way they have it there. And then it does show the weapons in the back, so you can see like the chain of his nunchucks like in the pictures as well as the sai, but sometimes in the pictures the sai is in the front. So he has this extra holder, which he does come with another weapon, but I don't believe it would fit in there. So again, not exactly sure what to do with that, but he has a tonfa, or it kind of looks like a police baton or whatever, so it looks just like this long stick with the handle and stuff there. Again, don't really know what to do with it. It does seem like it's a little bit too thick to fit into any of the slots except for maybe where the nunchucks were, but even then it looks like it would be too thick. But yeah, it definitely won't fit in any of those other places to store. So again, that's exactly why I'm like, I don't really know what to do with all this, but we can try and put this in his hand. So there, I got the tonfa in his hand. So again, it's just this nice stick that he can hit people with and defend and stuff like that. So that's pretty cool that it can go there. And then he has some other accessories which are more sort of like nuisances to me. So first, he does have a smoke bomb. So this little smoke bomb that's sort of got like the turtle shell design to it, the little red dot in the center there. So a smoke bomb that you could probably stick or put in his hand, whatever you want, but it's a little tiny ball, so that'll get lost pretty easily. We also get some ninja stars. So we have 4 of these total. I just grabbed 2 to sort of show you, but these little ninja stars, again, nice little things that'll get lost easily, but you have 4 of them total. And finally, there's a grappling hook. So we have all this rope and stuff with this design, which this looks more like a thing you'd put on your hands for claws, almost like Wolverine style claws, but it says it's a grappling hook. In pictures from the comics, it shows him using that as a grappling hook. So looks a little bit weird, but again, this you could probably put into his hand to have it used as a weapon, or maybe wrap this around his belt in one of those holes and stuff. But again, another thing that's more of just a nuisance for me, so I don't really care too much for it. So that is all that he comes with, but since this is Michelangelo, let's go and just just put the nunchucks in his other hand. So there I got Michelangelo ready to fight, all decked out with the weapons and stuff, ready to get revenge for his brothers, and that looks pretty cool overall. And of course, I did just want to show you we have the cartoon Ninja Turtle NECA figure since we don't have any other versions of the comics. But here's Michelangelo, so you can see the height difference, and of course I do have him in sort of pose there, so he's even taller. So definitely a much bigger figure compared to the cartoon version. So overall, he looks pretty awesome. Like I said, not my favorite figure ever just because of the design's not there, but I do like he has the better movements and everything and all the better joints, and it comes with all the weapon accessories of all the turtles. Just don't like the colors just because he's so drab and like boring. So it's just, like I said, boring to me, but I think overall cool, nice storyline and all that sort of stuff. So nice, awesome turtle to add to the collection from that. But let me know what you thought of this figure down in the comments, and if you enjoyed my review, let me know with a thumbs up. I want to thank y'all for watching. I hope you all stay awesome out there, and I'll see you in our next review.